Hola, soy Lia la cazadora de historias, and welcome to Stitching Stories Together, Uniendo Historias, where we hear personal experiences about everything language, country, and culture. Let's get into it.
Hola, me llamo America Arias González y yo hablo español.
Na Peru Meta Kandinya and Nenu Telugulo Matlertananu.
Tôi tên là Tân Phan, tôi nói chuyện được tiếng Việt.
I think it's very important. I was fortunate enough to learn with my mom, so it's really important to be able to communicate with our relatives, especially if it's harder for them to speak English. And I think it's just easier to kind of relate into your culture, especially like if you're listening to like Peso Pluma, Bad Bunny and stuff. Like it's really cool to actually understand what they're saying and be able to sing it out instead of just dancing and not knowing the words to the song. Anytime I'm talking with my mom, I always say, ¿Cómo se dice? So I would say, like, how do you say this in Spanish? And since I'm always trying to learn more Spanish, and my mom's always trying to learn more English. And so I'll say, ¿Cómo se dice? And then she'll even say, ¿Cómo se dice? To learn a term in English.
I think the first thing that definitely comes to mind is diversity, because there's so many languages in the country and like foods, cultures, people. The second one is definitely like spirituality, because religion is such a big thing. And I guess the third one would definitely have to be spice, because of the food. I think like a lot of like the religious traditions that like me and like my relatives and I guess like other people in India to do are like very specific to like our culture. So like I'm like South Indian and Telugu, and like we have like a specific way of like praying and doing our puja, and like we're all vegetarian, and I feel like that's like something that's so specific that obviously not everyone in the world is gonna have. I think one of the challenges I've definitely had in terms of actually speaking the language is the fact that I can't really roll my R's, which is like a big thing in the Telugu language, and my family and like my parents and my relatives, they make fun of me for it all the time. So I'm definitely trying to, watch videos on how to roll my R's so that I can say things correctly.
Đa gì thương con. I usually say that to my kids a lot, like I love you guys, or give them a kiss on the forehead, and I say I love you. It's important to let them know the second language so they have more chances in life, honestly. And who knows, Asia, especially Vietnam right now, it's growing like crazy. Technology is catching up with the whole world. They're actually pretty good over there. And someday, who knows, my kids, they have bilingual. It will help them in the future. So, English is pretty hard. I came here when I was 6th grade, and it's a cultural shock for me. And I went in school and I don't even know any English, and it's really hard for me to catch on until like a few years later, because Vietnamese and English is totally different.
And then the American. And that was Stitching Stories Together, Uniendo Historias. Until next time.
Adios!
Mali kaludam.
Xin gặp lại bạn lần sau.